What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kevin Skrill. Season 1 of the War Within is almost upon us. It dropped September 10th. So we're going to be putting out this video, which is a marksmanship PvP guide. Marksmanship is really good right now. It's S tier. That could change before season start if there's tuning. I doubt it's going to take a big hit to marksman because there's a lot of god tier classes right now, such as like Frost Mage, Fury Warrior, Assassin Rogue. So hopefully MM doesn't get gutted too hard if it does get some changes. But I made a build and a guide. This build that I will be showing you is the best build in my opinion for all form of PvP content. So enough of that. Let's get right into the video. Right, so we're going to start off with the marksmanship talents. I'm going to go over not every talent, but I'm going to go over the main ones that I think are important to talk about. So Kodo Tranquilizer. This is a new talent, obviously. I feel like I can purge alter every time since you take this talent. So Tranquilizing Shot removes up to 1 additional magic effect from up to 2 nearby targets. Then now you can grab Intimidation, Scatter Shot, and Binding Shot with the new Hunter changes. So you want to grab all 3 of these crowd controls. You have a lot of buttons now as a marksmanship hunter. So having all these CC and micro CCs, it's going to really help put the game in your favor. Obviously you want Explosive Shot. And then you want Blackrock Munitions, so Explosive Shot does 8% more damage. You're going to take Roar of Sack, obviously. It's a very important defensive cooldown. You have a lot of defensive cooldowns now with running Dark Ranger, okay? Then you want Emergency Salve, Feign Death, and Aspect of the Turtle remove poison and disease effects from you. This is a massive, massive W because Feign Death with Survival Tactic is already strong enough, and this just makes it even stronger. Then you want Keen Eyesight for that 4% crit strike chance increased. And then you can grab improved traps, which takes 5 seconds off all your traps. If you don't want to run this, you can also run Born to be Wild. I prefer the traps instead. I feel like you have enough defensives now as a marksmanship hunter. So in solo shuff and like arenas and battleground blitz, I feel like having a lower trap cooldown is more important because I feel like in arena and solo shuff round, you're really only going to get 1 turtle off, maybe. We'll have to see how the season actually plays out with tuning and scaling of gear and all of that. You want to grab Unnatural Causes, so your damage over time effects deal 10% increased damage. This effect is increased by 50% to targets below 20% health. This is going to work well with Razor Fragments and Master Marksman, so those are your bleeds. And it's also going to work well with Dark Ranger Dot. Okay, your Black Arrow Dot. And then you want to come over here and grab Serrated Tips. You gain 5% more critical strike from critical strike sources. This is massive. More crit, more big aim shots, big wailing arrows, big kill shots. Trigger Finger. This is a must. You and your pet have a 5% increased attack speed. This is going to work well with running the haste build. The most strong secondary stat for a marksmanship hunter. That could change, but that's what I'm going to go with now. And this is just going to help you cast faster with True Shot and with Dark Ranger. Okay, you're going to be able to cast and regen focus much faster, and you're just going to be doing so much damage so quickly. People are going to have to respond with defensives very fast. But if you also play against melee cleaves, you can grab High Explosive Trap and take away a point from Trigger Finger if you want. That just depends on what you're playing against. I will also have the link in the description for the talent import, so don't worry about that. Let's move on to the marksmanship talents. Like I said, we're gonna grab Razor Fragments. When you gain Death Blow, which you can get from Dark Ranger talents, your kill shot does 75% increased damage and shreds up to 5 targets and making that a bleed, right? So that's going to work well with Unnatural Causes. And then you want to grab Wailing Arrow. This is going to be your main damage. This will silence players for 3 seconds and does a ton of damage. And you get Wailing Arrow by summoning 20 wind arrows. Your next aim shot becomes the Wailing Arrow, right? So by doing rapid fire and aim shot gives you wind arrows, okay? And then readiness. So right when you press True Shot, you gain Wailing Arrow. And while in True Shot, you generate 2 additional wind arrows while in True Shot, okay? And then Wailing Arrow also resets the cooldown of Rapid Fire and generates 2 charges of aim shot. So it's going to really help you to keep that rotation going and not be stuck not doing damage, okay? And also with Legacy of the Rin Runner now, each time you Rapid Fire, there's a 5% chance to coalesce a wind arrow to your target. So your more wind arrows you shoot, the faster you get Wailing Arrow, which is your big damage. Sadly, you can't choose between aim shot and Wailing Arrow. There's a timer on it. So if you proc a Wailing Arrow, you have to just use it. I think that there's like a 10-second gap. You can hold it for maybe get a kill shot from Death Bow, which you can get from Dark Ranger by using your Black Arrow. And then hold your Wailing Arrow until you get those procs. Find ways to do that and set that up, and you'll do massive damage, and people won't see it coming. And obviously, you want Eagle Talons Focus for that 3 additional seconds and reduced cost of aim shot while in True Shot. You want Unerring Vision for that crit strike chance and crit damage stacking up to 10 times. You want to call in the shots so you get true shot faster, because every 50 focus you spend reduces the cost or reduces the cooldown of true shot by 2.5 seconds. Then you want focused aimed. You're only 1 point here because you want 1 point into razor fragments, because kill shot's hitting pretty hard. And like I said, when I go over the Dark Ranger talents, you get death blow by using Black Arrow. So that's going to do it for the marksmanship talents. Let's move on to the Dark Ranger talents themselves. Going down the Dark Ranger tree, you get Black Arrow. So fire a Black Arrow into your target, dealing 623 shadow damage over 18 seconds. Each time Black Arrow deals damage, you have a 10% chance to generate a charge of aim shot and reduces the cast time by 50%. And this is going to go hand in hand with Streamline. So when you rapid fire damage increased by 15%, and rapid fire also causes your next aim shot to cast 30% faster, and this is going to be a total of 80% faster. This is also going to work for your Wailing Arrow, because Wailing Arrow becomes aim shot, right? So you'll be able to cast your Wailing Arrow instantly, almost 80% faster. Oh, and I forgot, with lock and load, you can insta cast Wailing Arrow, because it becomes, your Wailing Arrow is aim shot, right? Aim shot turns into Wailing Arrow. So you'll be able to get instant aim shots with this build, instant Wailing Arrow shots, and also you'll be able to cast it 80% faster. So you'll be casting aim shots and Wailing Arrow really fast. Once Black Arrow is ticking on people, you have the 10% chance. Okay, then with Overshadow, aim shot and rapid fire damage increased by 20%. Obviously that's a must. I mean, you get that regardless. That's not one you have to choose from. Then Shadow Hounds, each time Black Arrow deals damage, you have a 10% chance to manifest a Dark Hound to charge to your target and deal shadow damage. Death Shade, when you apply Black Arrow to your target, you gain Death Blow. That's what I was talking about earlier. Dark Empowerment, when your Black Arrow resets the cooldown of any ability, gain 15 focus. So this is a must. This is the one you want to grab. This is more for PvE, I think, because when someone dies, or maybe you can use Grave Reaper for Battleground Blitz. Obviously, I'll be making builds for that separately. Now, this is the one you get to choose from, the big defensive choice. Embrace the Shadows, so you can either heal for 15% of shadow damage dealt by you and your pet. But I think Leech got nerfed, but I will be making a Leech build if it's pretty strong and like strong enough to run. But for now, you want to grab Smoke Screen. Exhilaration grants you 3 seconds of Survival of the Fittest, which is your wall, and you take 30% reduced damage. And then Survival of the Fittest activates Exhilaration at 50% effectiveness, which also goes hand in hand with Rejuvenating Wind. Hit wall, you'll get your 50% Exhilaration, and also you'll get Rejuvenating Wind. So that's a massive defensive. Like I said, MM has a lot of buttons now. So let's move on to Dark Change. Disengage will chain your closest target to the ground, causing them to move 40% slower until they move 8 yards away. We're going to come over here and grab Shadow Lash. When you True Shot is activated, Black Arrow deals damage 50% faster, and this helps with proccing that each time Black Arrow deals damage, you have a 10% chance to gain the aim shot to cast it 50% faster. So that's going to help with that. This right here is Shadow Surge. You don't really got to worry about this. I mean, you grab it regardless, but you don't run multi-shot in this build, so this is useless. For PvP, in my opinion, this is more of a PvE thing, so we won't even go over that. And then Darkness Calls, all shadow damage you and your pet deal is increased by 10%. This is a must. And then you get, at the end of the talent tree, Withering Fire. When Black Arrow resets the cooldown of aim shot, a barrage of dark arrows will strike your target for shadow damage and increase the damage of you and your pet deal by 10% for 6 seconds. So that's a big, huge damage. So Razor Fragments with Death Shade is going to go really well. It's going to go hand in hand, like Wailing Arrow with Black Arrow, just casting Wailing Arrows and aim shots much faster, also helping with Streamline, so you're casting them 80% faster and getting those instant Wailing Arrows and aim shots from lock and load. So let's go over the PvP talents. This is a must. Survival Tactics. Feign Death reduces damage taken by 90% for 3 seconds. This is a must. True Shot Mastery reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 20 seconds, and True Shot also restores 100% focus. This is going to work well with calling the shots, okay? And getting your True Shot back faster, and you gain that 100% focus when you use True Shot. Okay, Diamond Ice. I feel like Diamond Ice is a pretty niche thing now, but I feel like it's still pretty good to run with if you want to take a DPS, like a melee DPS, out of the game. The healer can't dispel it. So this is also a must, and I think you can run Chimeral Sting. I think those are the two you want to trade between. You can also grab Interlope against like casters like Ellie and Destro locks, but I feel like Diamond Ice and Chimeral Sting are going to be your two best options to switch in between from. I feel like if you're playing against caster comp, just grab Chimeral Sting, use it on the healer to hit him with the silence maybe. And then you can also do it on the DPS, so they take reduced damage and healing. They do reduced damage and healing, but those are going to be your two options, I think. Chimeral Sting and Diamond Ice. Now that we've gone over all the talents, we're going to go over the stat priority I think is going to be, at least in the beginning of the War Within for Season 1. I think we're going to go, agility is your most important stat, right, as a marksmanship hunter. Agility, and then like 18 to 25% verse in PvP. Let's see what we have right now. We're like all honor gear, so it's going to change when you have set bonus and conquest gear, okay? So when we attack the dummy, we're at 25% right now, okay? About 18 to 25% verse. And then you want to, haste is going to be your most important secondary stat after that. Haste, then mastery, then crit, right? Because mastery increases your range and increases your damage for your abilities. But haste increases your attack speed. And right now with, like I said, with Dark Ranger, casting aim shot 80% faster, lock and load, true shot, and combining all that together, you're just going to be doing so much damage and gaining focus so fast. It's going to be pretty hard not to be bursting people down and forcing those cooldowns. So we're going to say haste is going to be our most important stat after agility, and you get your verse between 18 and 25%. So that's going to do it for the stats. So let's go over the enchants and the gems that I think we will be running at least towards the beginning of the X pack. All right, so for our boots, we're going to be enchanting them with Scout's March, which permanently enchants pair of boots with the Scout's swiftness, increasing speed by 250. For our bracers, we're going to put Chant of Armored Speed, which enchants the bracer with Ancient Magic. That chants with power, granting 1,000 speed. We're going to come over here and put it on our cloak, Chant of Burrowing Rapidity. So permanently enchants a cloak with Ancient Magic that chants with power, granting 250 speed and causing the cooldown of your Hearthstone to recover faster. And then for a chest, you have two choices for your chest. You got Storm Rider's Agility, which enchants the chest piece to increase your agility by 520, and your speed by 250. And then you have Crystalline Radiance, enchants a chest piece with Earthen Ruin Magic to increase your primary stat by 745. I think I'll probably go with that one, but you can choose between either, depending on how much speed you have already. But right now I'm on like kind of a lower pop realm, and enchants are absurdly overpriced right now. So I wouldn't be buying any of these major enchants until you be able to put it on your conquest gear. Unless you have the gold, I would wait until you have the conquest gear or higher level bloody token gear to add these enchants on them, okay? And then for your ring, you're going to put the Radiant Haste. Permanently enchants a ring, increasing haste by 315. For your weapon, you have two choices. You have Stonebound Artistry, which enchants a weapon to sometimes grant you Flourish, bestowing 3910 mastery to you for 12 seconds. Or this one is really overpriced right now, and I think this is going to be the main one. Authority of Radiant Power. Permanently enchants a weapon with your Authority of Radiant Power. Dealing damage has a chance to call upon the authority, smiting your target for 82k radiant damage and temporarily increasing your primary stat, which will be agility, by 1670. So I think this is going to be the main one, but you have those two choices for your weapon enchants. Now we're going to go over the gems I think you can be running on your gear. For mainly haste, you're going to run the Versatile Emerald, which gives you 147 haste and 49 verse, or you can run Masterful Emerald, which gives you 147 haste and 49 mastery. For verse mainly, if you want to gem your verse, so you have the Quick Sapphire, which gives you 147 verse and 49 haste. Then you have the Masterful Sapphire, which gives you 147 verse and 49 mastery, right? And then for mastery mainly, you have Quick Onyx, which gives you 147 mastery and 49 haste. And then for your second choice for the verse gems, you got Versatile Onyx, which gives you 147 mastery and 49 verse. So you have a couple choices. You can gem accordingly to what stat you need to increase depending on which gear and crafted gear you're doing, and go from there. Alrighty, now we're gonna go over the set bonus that's gonna be for season 1 Marksmanship Hunter. So for 2 set, Arcane Shot and Multi-Shot deal increased damage by 20%. This is obviously reduced to 50% in PvP, so that's gonna be 10%. So you don't use Multi-Shot in this build, so it's gonna be Arcane Shot. So this is gonna make Arcane Shot stronger and more useful in your rotation. You really only use Arcane Shot when you don't have Rapid Fire Aim Shot. So that's kind of, it's just like a little filler, but that's nice that it's getting a little buff. So your 4 set bonus, consuming precise shots, increases the damage of your next aim shot by 10%, stacking up 2 times. So precise shot obviously is your talent right here. So aim shot causes your next 2 arcane shots or multi-shot to deal 70% more damage and cause 50% less focus. So with your set bonus, you're going to be able to do more aim shot damage. This is nerfed in PvP, so it's probably going to be a total of 10%. And this will apply to Wailing Arrow. So if you have those 2 procs and you can save your Wailing Arrow for long enough, and it's going to be hard to kind of set it up, because once you have a proc of Wailing Arrow, you have to cast it, because then you can't cast aim shot, right? So you can get up probably to a 10% increased Wailing Arrow. So this is, you're definitely going to be running 4 set bonus. It seems like it's going to be, 10% damage is going to be pretty nice. Now we're going to quickly go over the macros. I will have a link in the description that will take you to a paste bin, so you can copy and paste macros into the game and make it easy on you. For my macros, I have a turtle macro. So I have a stop casting turtle macro. So when I'm casting, I can just hit turtle and it stops casting, so I don't get stuck casting something and get killed because of it. So then I also have a burst macro. I'm not using salvo right now, so that's not in here, but I just keep it in here when I switch builds. But this is so I can cast volley and true shot at the same time, so I get that trick shot bonus and get a little extra damage in PvP. Then I have a focused aim shot macro. I think this macro is going to be super good because of the Wailing Arrow procs. You'll be able to use this when you proc Wailing Arrow, so you can maybe hit a healer or another DPS that's not paying attention, that's your focus, and just hit him with a fat Wailing Arrow. Especially if you get lock and load, you can hit him with a fat instant Wailing Arrow and they won't expect it, and they might use a big CD or just die because they didn't expect it. So you really want to utilize this macro as much as possible, especially now. Now I have a stop casting and a focus kick macro. So you obviously want to focus kick so you can be kicking other DPS or especially the healer. Then I have a focus concussive shot, so I can slow the healer to get easier traps or whatever I need to do. And then I have a feign death macro, which does a stop casting, and it also pulls my pets. So if I need to try to maybe get I'm in a 1v1 or something like that, and my pet can come back to me, and then I can try to get camouflage or something like that. Then you have a focus stun to focus stun DPS, other DPS, and the healer. I have a focus macro for scatter shot, focus macro for tranquilizing shot, and then I have a big macro for kill shot, so I can cancel turtle with kill shot. This is good to finish kills, and you want turtle to like absorb a big hit. But also I have this just in case I need to cancel turtle to keep doing damage or do something else, right? And then for my sack macros, I have party 1, and for master call as well, I have party 1 and party 2. These will be in the paste bin. But if you're playing with people in arena and 3s that you constantly play with, you can put their name instead of party 1, so it targets them. But that doesn't work well in other forms of content like solo shuff, because then you have to change the macro. So if you play with certain people, I would maybe make specific macros for them and also keep these party ones. And then I have the self ones, so it's just for me, it goes to me, Poppy Skrill. So that's going to do it for the macros. I just quickly went over them. Like I said, there will be a link in the description to the paste bin, so you can copy and paste them into the game. Now that we've gone over a lot of information, we're going to go over the basic rotation, and that's going to be the end of the video. And I'm going to try to show you how to get the most amount of damage as possible. And I have an add-on down here that's going to show you what I'm clicking, and I'll also be saying what I'm clicking. But this is a rotation that's not very, it's just a basic rotation that's not very gonna work all the time, especially against a melee cleave and you're being targeted, right? But this is just to show you a general rotation for Marksmanship Hunter in the season 1 of War Within. And so we're gonna mark someone. We are gonna apply Black Arrow, explosive shot, true shot, spam your Wailing Arrow into kill shot, into rapid fire, spam both aim shots, hit an arcane shot in the middle there, rapid fire, spam aim shot, kill shot, procs. Then we got our second Wailing Arrow. We'll cast that. Boom. Kill shot. Boom. So we're almost at a mil DPS right there. Kill shot. So you want to use your kill shot. You use your precise shots or your arcane shots when you don't have rapid fire or aim shot. So there's sometimes a small window in true shot where you don't have either. So you can use a arcane shot. So you're utilizing and doing much damage and not wasting any time. So like I said, Black Arrow gives you kill shot proc. So if you already have a kill shot proc, don't hit Black Arrow until you use that kill shot proc, because then you'll get a back-to-back one, right? And I think I hit a 1.3, let's see, we hit a 1.3 million Wailing Arrow. Our highest kill shot was 944. So some big numbers. Like I said, this is not a realistic, you can't really run through that rotation in high-end PvP, but you might be able to do it in Battleground Blitz and stuff like that. But I'm just giving you that basic rotation to help you guys out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be making further builds with like Sentinel and different types of builds you can use in different PvP scenarios. But this is the best build, overall build, I think, and that I will be running in the beginning of Season 1 of the War Within. Hopefully there's not too big of nerfs, but I think Black Arrow is pretty strong. It does a pretty strong dot, as you can see. I think that's through 2 casts. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in future build videos and other videos that I'll be posting on my channel. I'm going to try to be very active in the War Within. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.